Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Hard Fact 92.3 Nigeria in from Herrenport Harcourt. I'm Dayo. It's 9 minutes gone past 3 p.m. Conversation kicks off at this time on the show, and from now till 7 o'clock we keep it going. A few matters we're going to be addressing on the show today, and you're very welcome to join in. Well, at different points in the course of the conversation, but I hope you've had a fine day today. Yes, I do. Welcome once again. Now, on today's edition of the show, some things remain constant. However, there are some certain variables as well. Now, some of the constants, there will be side comments today, random stories and random thoughts. Now, those stories and thoughts will be variables. There will also be another constant. There will be a rant today. The subject, however, is going to be a variable. Now, take it on till 4 p.m. Pardon me, when we do have business news. That also is a constant. After that, we delve into some of the matters, which will be a variable. Now, set matter, DSS wants Igboho's aides incarcerated. Well, there are different versions of the story, but I'm going with the one from the Punch newspaper, and it's captioned, DSL's files remand application, asks court to cancel Igboho's associates bail. A bit of the story, if I can, right now. The DSS has found a remand application on the Federal High Court in Abuja, asking the court to nullify the bail earlier granted to 4 of the 12 detained associates of embattled Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho. Now, in the motion filed on Monday by the DSS lawyer Ido Awu, the Secret Police urged Justice Obiora Egwachi to cancel the bail granted to, and without Batunde, Abidin Shitu, Jamiu Oyetunji, and Bamidele Sunday. The DSS lawyer urged the court to remand the 4 detainees, quote, pending the arraignment during pending the arraignment during court vacation. And reacting the lawyer to the detainees, Pelumi or Olanjengbesi told the Punch that the remand application by the DSS was laughable. We've seen the new application filed by the DSS to continue the incarceration of innocent people that have been in their custody for over a month. It is laughable and turned logic upside down that after over a month in the DSS custody, the DSS still needs more days to punish them. I can assure you this will fail. End of quote. And the Punch had earlier reported that Justice Egwatu last Wednesday admitted the 12 applicants to bail after spending 5 weeks in the custody of the Secret Police following the arrests on July 1, 2021 at Igboho's Ibadan residence raided by DSS operatives around 1 a.m. So we'll look at that matter. Can the DSS keep these persons, Igboho's aides, incarcerated perpetually? These are not related matters we'll consider in the 4 o'clock hour. Barrister Festus Aguchi, we might get to that conversation. Taking us to 5, we've got the news update. That's another constant. After that, we've got another variable, another matter for discussion. Can Boko Haram members be white as snow? Yeah, I think I got that from some part of scripture. I've forgotten what book exactly right now. Can the Bible students out there help me out? I think it goes something like this. Come now, let us reason together. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be clean, and something like that. And though your sins be like crimson, they shall be white as snow. Can someone help me with what part of scripture that's in? Send it in via WhatsApp on 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. But the story that's inspired this conversation, you can find in the cable. Yeah. Boko Haram top commander surrender, asks Nigerians for forgiveness. Yeah, and here's a bit of that story. The army said over 100 Boko Haram fighters with their families surrendered to the troops. A Yeman Wachuku army spokesman in a statement shared alongside photos of the Boko Haram commanders said Musa Adamu, a chief bomb expert for the insurgents, was one of those who surrendered. Now, quote, following the recent escalation of offensive operations coupled with non-kinetic efforts by troops of Operation Hadin Kai, which yielded massive surrendering of Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African Province terrorists in the northeast. A chief bomb expert for the terrorist group known as Musa Adamu, aka Mala Musa Abuja, and his second-in-command, Usman Adamu, aka Abu Darda, along with their families and followers, have also finally surrendered to the troops of Operation Hadin Kai in Bama local government area of Borno State. The acting general officer commanding GOC 7th Division and Commander Sector 1, Brigadier General Abdul Wahad Adelokun Eyitai, was at Headquarters 21 Special Armored Brigade Bama on Saturday, 7 August 2021 to receive the set of the surrendered Boko Haram terrorists and their families. Now, during this moment, during the visit, the GOC said the decision to drop their arms and come out is highly commendable, adding that they should also try and talk to their brothers and colleagues in the forest to come out and embrace the new life of peace and rehabilitation. General Eyitai, who spoke through an interpreter, further disclosed that they will undergo some rehabilitation process at a government facility before reintegration into the larger society. And while distributing new clothes and assorted food items, groceries and toiletries to the surrendered terrorists and their families, totaling 335 fighters, 746 adult women and children, including one of the abducted Chibok girls, it was observed that the reason for such massive turn was basically due to the intensified Nigerian military campaign and their enclaves and environs, and also with the overwhelming famine, discontent, internal skirmishes, health challenges, as well as untold hardship. So the GOC said the decision to drop their arms and come out is highly commendable. Do you find it highly commendable? And oh, thank you very much. The Bible students have brought out the answer to my question earlier on. All right, someone said Isaiah 1:18. Someone said Isaiah 2:18. Come on, how can it be Isaiah 1 and Isaiah 2? All right, Dean says Isaiah 1:18. Idawari promise gives the entire quote, Isaiah 1:18. Come now, let us reason together, said the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. So, does this part of scripture apply to Boko Haram terrorists who have come out to say, Nigerians, we're sorry, let's shake, let's be friends? And we'll discuss that in the 5 o'clock hour after the news update. By the way, thank you very much for the responses. I see several of them have come in actually. We've got headlines 5:30, major news at 6 p.m, open season afterwards. If you've missed out on any matter discussed on the show today, I'll take your thoughts on it during that period. Till about 7 o'clock when we wrap up the show today. The sports gang will be in by 7 for extra time. I think Messi's transfer to PSG, all but completed, if not completed already. Who else is going where? Catch all the action with the sports gang as the EPL kicks off this weekend. And other major leagues, of course, or thereabouts. So that's it for the show today. Any changes you will find out, simply stay with us. However, we keep things going right now with today's side comments, random stories and random thoughts that I came across today as I checked out today's bulletin, which I reminded will not be discussed at this time until much later on, very likely during the open season segment. The Rivers State government says it is working towards introducing Rivers Youth Market Scheme to create employment opportunities for the youth. Commissioner for Youth Development, Ohia Prince Obi, said this at a media briefing ahead of this year's International Youth Day celebration in Port Harcourt. He said the scheme will create an avenue for unemployed and innovative youth in the state to meet and interact with entrepreneurs. Until the commissioner said, as far as the River State government's plans to create jobs is concerned.
For we in the state, we are coming up with a One Youth, One Skill project. And this project is targeted at developing the youth. Developing the youth in hand-on skill training, developing the youth through entrepreneurship training, direct social investment, and we don't intend to end it at that. We also want to introduce a scheme, Rivers Youth Market, because if you develop a youth and there is no linkage between what the youth is doing, his expertise, and those who need that expertise, then you have not done anything. You have truncated that development system.
Okay, very well said, Honorable Commissioner, very well said. But I sincerely hope, very strongly hope, that there are actually plans to actualize what sounds like a good initiative. I hope this is not just the usual rhetoric. You know, whenever there is any international day or international observance coming up, and a particular ministry's responsibility is, whether directly or even remotely connected to it, the commissioner of that ministry or even the minister at the federal level will feel an urge to say something. So that they won't say I'm not saying it. So that they won't say, so people will not say that. Can you imagine this international day of this, and this commissioner or this minister didn't even say anything? You know, so I hope it's not out of a feeling of compulsion to say something, because I mean, International Youth Day is coming up, so understandably the Commissioner for Youth Development will be expected to say something. It's like how do I describe this? It's like if there was it's like if there was an International Day for environment coming up. You know, the Commissioner for Environment would definitely feel the need to say something. Like, you know, we are very concerned about matters about the environment. If you look around right now, you see the impact of global warming on the entire environment. Global warming has come to stay, and we are doing all that we can here in Rivers State to ensure that we care for the environment. His Excellency the Governor has been earmarking funds to ensure that we can adequately care for the environment. You see, the environment is for us to keep and watch out for the environment. Don't look at all the refuse you are seeing everywhere in Port Harcourt. Close your eyes to the heaps of refuse and the smell that comes from it on the medians of major roads in Port Harcourt. It doesn't matter. What we are talking about right now is World Environment Day, and I've been mandated to tell you that we are caring for the environment. And yes, global warming is there. Don't bother about all the floods and how we don't even do anything to prepare for the floods, or even ensure that we can protect the people. Don't worry, when the next flood ends, I will go there to say choi, 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 and say, hey, see our people. But for now, it's World Environment Day, and we are talking about it. So I think I've done my best. People can say I didn't talk. Have a wonderful day. You know, so I hope that's not what this is about. I sincerely hope that there are plans to actualize some kind of government policy or initiative to actually create jobs beyond the jobs created by flyovers. Because once again, construction of flyovers is actually not job creation. No, it's not. Even though people might get to mix mortar or mix sand and all that, cement, concrete rather, whilst the construction work is going on, it's going to end eventually. So what happens to them afterwards? So I hope there's a concrete plan. That's the summary of what I'm saying. There's a concrete plan. It's not just one of those International Day or International Observance statements. All right, I think I might be wrapping up the side comments on this note. I suppose so. I think I'll be wrapping up on this note. Or was there any other thing that caught my attention today? Not that I can remember right now. I think that may just be about it. Alright, so I took a break right now, but once again, to the Excellency, the Governor, please remember the students, you know, on the RSSDA scholarship, the promise that's made at Chatham House in 2017. Please fulfill that promise. And let's pay for those who have concluded their programs, who have not been able to get the certificates from the school, or those who have not finished their programs but couldn't get their transcripts. Those who were in the sciences that Your Excellency said the state was going to pay for their tuition. Let's settle all of those. They're very important matters. Let's look into that, Your Excellency. So I think that's about it. And also to the police commissioner here in Rivers, to the Boca Friday. Let's look into the matter of let's conclude investigations to the matter of that student, that Uniport student who was extorted by crackhead officers and extorted 150,000 from him and forgot their phone as well. We're waiting for a bank statement for a very long time. This bank statement should have arrived by now. So that's it. I'll go for a break. When I return, today's round comes up. Do please stay with us.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
Everybody is talking about Nigeria's power problem.
NEPA never give us light for 3 days now.
When will this transformer be returned?
What do we go do?
It's a value chain where the distribution uptake is not matching up with the available power.
But on 92.3 Nigeria Info, in partnership with Energy Investment Company, All On, we discuss the solutions and alternatives to your power challenges.
I wonder why people these days limit themselves when there's a wide range of alternatives to choose from.
Solar and battery can do exactly the same thing your generator does at a much lower cost.
So, every Thursday from 1:30 p.m., join Collins, Teke, Wibaboa, and the All-On team on Power Solutions as we highlight our collective energy problems, but more importantly, proper solutions to these issues. Power Solutions, every Thursday from 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. right here on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
We give the facts.
News entirely.
We give the evidence. Just to keep you informed.
News, weather. I get my information top of the hour every hour.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Are you running late and can't make it down to our Rumorsi office to book your commercials? Don't worry, because you can take advantage of our marketing office inside Port Harcourt to book your commercials. It is located at Shop 9 Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIRS Stadium Road, Port Harcourt. You can also call our sales rep on 0817-001-8162. That's 0817-001-8162.
Our freedom depends on our proactive responsibilities.
Let's talk, act, and be about development.
With one voice, our potential is realized. This is your number one news, talk, and sports radio station. 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am listening.
We connect you to the world. We connect you to the vicinity. We are Nigeria Info.
Listen to me. I said this is a real situation and the government has to do something about it. You try to insinuate all these people looting Nigeria's money?
This is Nigeria Info, in the heart of Nigeria. 92.3. We are Nigeria Info.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts with Dio.
Welcome back. Still had Factor 973 Nigeria Info, Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. And I'd like to rant just a bit. I've got something in my mind. I've expressed some thoughts on it, and You're very welcome to express your thoughts and mine all the way till 4 p.m. Yeah. Now, when I was younger, I don't know if you ever experienced this as a child, but I experienced. I think that for the average Nigerian child, a lot of experiences are kind of similar. You know, for the average Nigerian child, I had certain experiences. You know, one of which was I don't know if you ever experienced it once again. How that if you had visitors, you know, like adult visitors at home, say, sometimes my parents' friends, you know, would visit the house, or even family members, relatives, uncles or aunts, you know, would visit the house. And when they were leaving, or my parents' friends, or colleagues from work, you know, adults basically would visit the house. And when they're leaving, they would reach into their pockets or their bags or their wallets and give us something, the children, and give us some money, you know, and we would be so excited about it, you know, because it was my money. You know that feeling, if that ever happened to you as a child, it was my money, you know. And then you would thank the adults, you know. You would look at the parents first. I would look at my mom first, mom especially. Mom was there, and as soon as she gave the go ahead, she only had to communicate through via her eyes. She didn't need to say anything. Her eyes said it all. God bless that woman. Her eyes said it all, you know. So I would excitedly look back at the adult visitor, and I would stretch out my hand, receive the money. I'd be so excited. It didn't matter how much it was my money. And the same thing for my sisters as well. We'd all be excited because it was our money. And then my parents would see off this visitor, whoever the person was. They walk the person out, and then they would come back in. And unsurprisingly, every single time, the next statement from my mom would be, "Okay, so bring your money. Let me keep it for you. You understand? Let me keep it for you." And so we think, okay, why not? You know, if I keep it myself, it might go missing. I don't know. Yeah, mom can keep it, right? Yeah, so I hand it over to mom. And my sisters would do likewise as well. They would hand it over to my mom, and then maybe some days down the line, or a few weeks down the line, or maybe even a few months down the line, and there was something there's something I'd want to get. And if this has happened over a period of time, I'm doing some accounting in my head. Okay, last time I gave mommy 100 naira. Okay, the other time when Uncle Tunde came, I gave mommy 200 naira. Okay, the other time when this person came, I gave her 50 naira. So I do this calculation in my head. So right now I have, with mommy, I have 1,150 naira with her. Okay, all right. So maybe there's something I want to get. Then I go to mommy. When I go, mommy, you know that money that I'm keeping with you? So I want you to give me, I want to collect 500 naira out of it. And then mom's reaction, God bless her once again, would be, so all the food you have been eating, all the things you have been taken to school, your school fees, all of those things. What is being used to buy all those things? Is it not money? Is it not money? So after a few times, in other words, you weren't going to get anything from mommy, and your money was gone. So after a few times of these experiences, as one grew older, whenever a visitor would come by and then would give you money, and mommy then says, okay, you know what, bring the money, let me keep it for you. Of course you've grown wiser. You're going to know that, no, mommy is not keeping the money for you. Mommy wants to take the money from you. And as I grew older, it came to a point I could say, no, I'm not giving it to you because you're not keeping it for me. You want to take it from me. Now, why am I narrating that story? And there are similar versions of that story as well in different ways, because it doesn't matter who it is. And once again, what relationship could be closer than one between a mother and her child, or a mother or parents and their children? If any at all, very few relationships can be closer than that, in my estimation. But in spite of how close that relationship is, because mommy had disappointed me several times when I needed my money, and she would not give it to me, then, I mean, some kind of, in that area, there was a lack of trust. So I could no longer trust mommy to keep my money because mommy would not give it back to me. So I knew that, and at some point I stopped giving it to her. Even though I trusted her for other things, implicitly in other areas, when it came to money given to me by adult visitors, I did not trust mommy to keep that money for me. It's very instructive. Now, similar, one could juxtapose that situation with even leadership and government, and in this case specifically, with regards to my rant right now, the Nigerian government. How the successive governments promise that we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and when government consistently fails in doing this, what happens is the people naturally, like I lost faith and I lost trust in my mom as regards money, keeping money with her, the citizenry, the populace, will end up losing faith and losing trust in government. And that's not a good thing. Unfortunately, with the advent of secessionist groups such as IPOB and, declaring sit-at-homes and ordering persons in parts of the country, especially in the southeastern part of the country, to sit at home in protest of the incarceration and trial of their leader, Nnamdi Kanu. And government has repeatedly, severally, asked the citizens to not listen, to not adhere to that sit-at-home order, but rather go about the law-abiding responsibilities and duties. As a matter of fact, I think in one state, in the southeast, the governor or the government there threatened to not pay civil servants if they do not come to work. If they obey this sit-at-home order, then they will not be paid for this month. A state government said that. So the government continually tells the citizens, don't listen to these charlatans, don't respond to their threats or their so-called orders to sit at home. Government has not declared any kind of sit at home. Government has not declared any kind of public holiday. You're expected to go about your businesses. You're expected to go to your places of work. And those of you in the employ of the state government must report to work. That's what government tells the people. Now, you would think that because government has said that, then you are going to be safe as a citizen, right? You're going to feel comforted. You're going to feel, okay, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to send my children to school. I'm going to go to the market. I'm going to go to the state secretariat. If I'm a civil servant, I'm going to do stuff because government has said that I should go about my law-abiding duties and responsibilities, and I'm going to feel safe. Now imagine how the citizens are going to feel after they've listened to their government and something like this happens. Story here in the Vanguard newspaper. Bloody sit-at-home, gunmen kill 4, set house bosses ablaze in Imo. Here's the story. There were shootings in Olu local government area of Imo State by unknown gunmen, particularly from the Banana Junction up to Nkwito Junction on Monday. The incident occurred at about 1:30 p.m., which forced residents to take cover in the various houses as motorists completely avoided the Olu main town. Vanguard gathered that it started when the unknown gunmen in their convoy were moving to some places within and outside the Olu local government area of the state as a way of enforcing a sit-at-home order. Also, the same armed men were said to have set ablaze a house in Isiala Madim village in Maifeke Olu local government area of the state. In another development, the unknown gunmen moved to the Mbise axis, where they set ablaze 2 commercial buses at Ngwogu in Abo, Mbise local government area of Imo State at about 8:30 a.m. Now, it was said that one of the buses was heading to Umuahia and the other one driving to Owerri. The 2 buses completely burnt, whilst the buses were asked to forcefully return to Owerri. Some persons were said to have been killed by the unknown gunman. An eyewitness told Vanguard, quote, 2 persons inside one of the buses were burnt to death, and the passenger was shot dead, and the driver of one of the buses was killed. This incident happened this morning. As I'm talking to you now, no movement, not even a bus. People are in their houses now. We are living in fear now. These unknown gunmen are giving us trouble. Is this how we will get this thing that we are looking for? End of quote. So government tells the people, don't listen to them, don't obey their sit-at-home order, go about your business, go about your responsibility, and then the people obey their government and they go about their law-abiding businesses. And remember, oh, I'm supposed to travel someplace tomorrow, I'm supposed to go see my brother tomorrow, I'm supposed to travel to go get some materials for my business tomorrow, so I'm going to go to the bus park and I'm going to board a bus and I'm going to go to that place, make my purchases. I know government is there for me, government is going to protect me. And this person got on the bus and midway they were stopped by some criminals, aka unknown gunmen. The bus was set ablaze, presumably, and also reportedly maybe that person lost their life. The next time that these individuals, or any other group for that matter, threatens fire and brimstone and asks people to sit at home on a particular day for several days, and then government comes out again to say, no, don't listen to these charlatans, go about your law-abiding responsibilities, what do you think the response of the people is going to be? Because the last time that one of them believed government and went about his or her law-abiding business, the person did not make it back home. So once again, the next time government says, don't listen to them, we are going to protect you, how are the people likely going to respond? It's the most unfortunate development indeed, and reportedly even members of the police force may have lost their lives in some of these incidents across the southeast as well. Government has a responsibility to protect lives. Government also has several other responsibilities, and government must realize and remember that fulfilling these responsibilities instills confidence in the populace, thereby making governance easier, so that when government issues directives to the people, they are able to obey those directives. When the people lose confidence and lose faith in their government, it's a recipe for anarchy and chaos. Because when charlatans, when criminals, when nobodies give directives, and government gives a counter directive, the people are more prone to obeying and abiding by the orders of so-called charlatans in utter disbelief as to whatever government orders or promises might be to protect their lives or their properties. So another reminder, not that government doesn't know this, but another reminder to our honorables and excellencies. It's important that the people have faith in government. It's important for the people to have faith and be confident in their government. It doesn't come in a vacuum. Government must live up to its responsibilities, and it's the only way that the people's confidence in government can grow. And it's a win-win for us, by the way. Governance is made a whole lot easier that way. On that note, I end my rant. Thanks for listening. I hope that the families and friends of those who've lost their lives senselessly in the last couple of days are going to be comforted at this time. I hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts of mine? Let's hear it. Numbers to the same line to open. We got 0817 93 0002 or 0003. 0817 93 0007 as well. We are live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. WhatsApp is on 0809 030 6416. Please keep it brief, concise, and straight to the point. And the water call is answered. Do please turn down the volume of your radio set. Once again, phone lines open at this time, 0817 93 0002 or 3 or 0007. Keep it brief and straight to the point. And do remember, once the call is answered, do turn down the volume of your radio set. It's expedient to do that, else we cannot have a conversation. To the phone lines now, I've got Samuel from Ada George on the line. Hello, Samuel, you're welcome. Please go ahead.
Yes, Dayo, good evening. Dayo, the incident in Imo State is an unfortunate one, and my heart goes out to the family of those who have lost their loved ones. The issue with our government, I don't know what the problem is. It's only in Nigeria that individuals are stronger than an institution, like a federal government who controls the artillery and all the rest. When you talk about from Olu to say it's like you're traveling from there to Omo. You know, you can imagine that distance. There was no police checkpoint. There was no security on the way to intercept these guys. So our government should please do as much as possible to protect life. Any life lost is not going to be recovered, and the family will be in pain forever. And that will, in fact, the trust has never been there. When you say go out and do your normal business, which business? Because the trust has never been there. So let them try their best to, protect the lives of the citizens. It's very important.
Absolutely. Shama, you're welcome. Emmy from Mount 4. Hi, go ahead. Oh, Emmy's gone. Via WhatsApp, Dayo, if the government declares curfew, they send out security agencies to enforce it by fire by force. Why do they suddenly go mute and handicapped when it comes to protection of the citizens? That's a very good question, actually. That's a very, very good question. I've got David on the line from Moji. Hello, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, you can see that the government of the day has failed us as Nigerians. You can see that whenever we have been promised concerning our lives and property, in fact, myself speaking to David, I am highly disappointed that the government of the day, after so much promises of 2015, I belong to nobody and I belong to everybody, has failed the nation because checking at all the appointments of the nation, including the service chiefs and rest of them, you see, is one-sided.
What does the appointment of service chiefs have to do with this conversation?
My point is, even at the National Assembly, this is what we are supposed to celebrate, and we are celebrating another thing. For me, the life that was lost today is quite unfortunate. My heart goes to the family.
David, great to have you. I've got Christian from Burrow on the line. Christian, you're welcome. Go on.
Yeah, Dayo, good afternoon. This is Christian. Dayo, is not the reason why these things are going wrong the way they are going. Nigerian government has failed. They have failed in every aspect. Both the federal government and the state government, they have failed. They are not serious with the message. So that is why you see people, whenever they give an order, people will disobey their order. Although my heart goes to these people that lost their lives yesterday, but Nigerian government are not serious with the poor masses. They don't even care. Are they applying the road? No. The answer is no. They don't go anywhere. So whatever happens is not their business. So why would they be concerned on all of this things? The people that lost their lives is not their brothers and sisters. So how is it their business? Is it the poor masses that are facing all of this problem? And how long are we going to continue to live with this kind of government? How long are we going to continue to live with this kind of problem? It's really unfortunate. I don't really know what I'm short of words here. Thank you.
Right, sir. Welcome, sir. Samuel, are you welcome? Felix, I'll be with you shortly. Hello, Sam. Go ahead.
All right. Dayo, good afternoon, and thanks for having me. It is very unfortunate. And thank God I listened to your station and I waited for one or two callers to call. Maybe I would have messed myself up. I wanted to just go and start defending the government, saying that you can't blame the security agents for one or two coordinated attempts I could learn. But finding now and getting to know that, like, the distance being that long, because I know that area very well. I'm from Eastern State. So I'm familiar with that argument that there was no security presence on the road. So it's actually good calling out the government and the security agents for that. But however, I also want to call on every well-meaning Nigeria, especially those of my brothers in the South, to also come out and condemn the activities of IPOB. It is getting too much. It is getting too much. They will come out and deny that they did not carry out any attempts, that they did not carry out any attack yesterday, or they did not do anything, that the DC was hijacked and all that. But you cannot be making insightful statements. You cannot be giving out threats, saying sit at home, and you would also ensure that DSS, they enforce the order of sit at home. What are they enforcing? If you're giving a sit at home order, if I'm sympathetic to your cause, I sit at home.
Absolutely.
If I'm not sympathetic to your cause,
absolutely. Why should I be threatened to conform to your orders?
Quiet, keeping the law. Like, it's not even a law, it's just keeping what you have. Like, I came out yesterday and I said people should call out their activists. I posted it on my personal. Different people reacted. And somebody told me I'm not a true evil man. I'm not a true evil man for saying what? That IPOB, they are going anyhow, killing people. In the name of what? Like, I really don't understand. In the name of what? What are they fighting for? And you are not even allowed to express it. Every dissenting voice in the Southeast is threatening. And you are calling out the government that they are nepotism and everything. And you are worse than the same people you are calling out. Like, I really don't understand what is happening in the Southeast and people that are...
You say the government is trying to muzzle Nigerians. They're trying to muzzle free speech. And then you're also muzzling people.
I am an Igbo boy. I'm not Hausa, I'm not Fulani, I'm Igbo. And if I disagree with you, you want to kill me. And you're calling out government. Have you seen how hypocritical people can be? So the major IPOB, they are not helping anybody. They are not helping anybody. The government will know they are unreasonable. We have always been talking. I'm a frequent caller here. Whenever I always call them out. But at this point, IPOB, everywhere within Nigeria should come out and condemn their activities.
Samuel, good to hear from you. We've got Felix from Remodera. Thanks for waiting. Go ahead.
Yes, good evening. Yes, actually, the last caller just made a lot of what I wanted to say. See, I don't understand the definition of terrorism. Terrorism clearly, this thing completely defines what terrorism is about. Because you cannot tell people that, look, the way they are going about this thing, just go to the social media and just say anything that maybe you feel. No, actually, this IPOB stuff, let us not discuss. In fact, the way they will do with you on the Facebook, on the social media, you will know that if they catch you, they will kill you. That's how much they go about this whole thing. In fact, the way they go, in fact, there was somebody that was discussing with me on Facebook. We are making statements. I said, why this thing? Why would they do this? When I saw the footage of Facebook, there was someone that said, look, that we must enforce. EFN must enforce this. In fact, before China grew to this level, they made some enforcement. Even people were killed, and the same way they too will do the same thing. So I don't know. See, the Nigerian police is even scared right now. To be very frank with you, this unknown government that is even killing them. When they say those IPOB people are coming, most of them will run away. I'm telling you the truth. They will run. They will go away. They will run away because they don't want to die. So this is the problem that is happening in this country. And nobody is speaking up. Almost nobody. Because to me, almost nobody is speaking up against these people. And that's why they keep on doing this thing clearly with impunity. The government is not only the government that will stop these people. It is even the people themselves that will say, no, enough is enough. Stop this habit. Stop this. Look, when Boko Haram started, people just saw it as a very small advance. People became small. Today, Boko Haram become a problem to the north. The same thing is coming to the southeast. So people are not talking until when this same thing becomes a big monster. Then people will now see that, that they will blame the government of the day. That yes, the government is not putting security in place, this and that. But the people are not talking here now. And we are just watching how things are going.
Bit of threat to hear from you as well. Via WhatsApp, those in government can promise safety to the people when they and their families enjoy police escorts to their normal businesses. Don't let them fool you. That's Ablaze from Bunharkot. I don't understand this IPOB but unknown gunmen. Sit at home is not by force. That's from... okay, I can't make out this. Even the government and all their appointees obey the sit-at-home order and watching TV, breaking news of massacre. Now, when the same government tries to respond in the language these miscreants deserve, the same people saying government is weak will cry genocide everywhere. That's from Obina. Well, Obina, the government should respond, but even in responding, there are rules of engagement. I mean, you can't do just anything. The government should lead by example, by going out for project inspection. Government should lead by example by going out for project inspection on that day. If you expect someone to inform you that our government institutions are not working, you're already a walking casualty. That's some John Promise. My heart goes out to those who've lost their loved ones. Government can't be trusted in anything, especially when it comes to human lives. Good evening, it's not very unfortunate. Sorry for those for their loss, but I think it's already been established, and anyone who still has confidence in our honourables and excellencies, a joke is on him or her. Sorry to say, that's Justice from Port Harcourt. I've got Vincent from Room on the line. Hello, Vincent. You're welcome. Go on.
Yes, my own take on this matter is the issue going on is totally condemnable. But I want to put it clear to people. See, when this kind of a thing is happening, you have to protect your own self. Look at the case of what is happening in Port Harcourt. This is what they call market. See, people will just bring that threat, and you see, government will not respond immediately. And look at what is going on. It is condemnable, honestly speaking. I'm in pain. So my heart goes to them. I'm just sorry about it. It just it. We are not considerate in this country at all. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Emeka from Moji, how are they going?
Yeah, good afternoon, Adedayo.
Hello.
Yeah, so, sincerely, my heart goes out to those families that lost their people in the course of IPOB sit-at-home protest. Okay? The act is really, really condemnable. But I want to ask, these people, how else can they express their grievances? Given the fact that all of us know that when people come out to protest on the street, one or two things will happen to them. There is no safety, they are not guaranteed, and their lives are no longer guaranteed when they come to make protests. And even when security agencies have been deployed to secure the southeastern regions, you find out that people are being killed, youth are being killed carelessly.
So Emeka, what you're saying is the way to express if you feel disappointed by something government has done, for example, you can come to my own house to beat me up because you're offended at something government has done.
No. Like I said, the act is very, very condemnable.
No, then you're not added to that. You said how else can they express their grievance? That was the caveat you added to it. So what I'm saying again, if government has offended you or done something you don't like, to express your grievance, you can come to the front of my house and start to slap me there.
No, I said that them staying at home, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, so why order? Why threaten people?
Yeah, it is actually very wrong for them to threaten people and force people to sit at home. But finding a way to protest for your grievance, I don't think anything is wrong with that. But enforcing it on people who are supposed to or who may want to go about their normal businesses, enforcing it on them is not right. But I want to also appeal that when people come out to make protests on things that are bothering them, government should not be bent on going after them, killing them, stopping them from protesting. My brother, we're in democracy. I believe that as long as we are practicing democracy, people should have the ability to, or the freedom to come out and express whatever is bothering them. That is why we are in democracy.
Emeka, great to have me. Good afternoon, Dayo. Many persons have lost trust in our government who fail to carry out their primary responsibility, protecting lives and property of those they govern. They should re-strategize and do the needful so as to restore confidence in the citizenry. Who are those killing Nigerians? Nigerians are killing Nigerians and blaming government. I'm about worse than Boko Haram. That's John. I'm not sure that a conversation where we're comparing which is worse is going to do us any good, really. Well, I do have to wrap this up right now, but it's very unfortunate indeed. It's very unfortunate because I mean it's IPOB today. It could be IPOB tomorrow or any other, so-called organization. going about and instilling chaos and anarchy society. And even if government says, yes, go about your law-abiding duties, respond, how do you expect the people to respond to that, to listen to you? Because last time they did, and the time before that, and the time before that, some of them got killed, some of them were harassed, and in very public places, by the way, where you would expect that there should be some sort of government presence or security. Like someone said, if government wants us to believe them, on those days, maybe a governor of some of these states should go out for commissioning of projects on that day. You know, the governor should also go about his own law-abiding activities as well. It's 4 p.m. Break for the business news. Discussion continues afterwards with DSS insisting that they want to incarcerate some Igboho aides. To please stay with us.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.